Welcome to Around the Flock, ladies and gents. Here is your periodic off-season check-in, as I would like to call it. Obviously, it's been a solid few weeks. What do I have behind me? Oh, it's probably that blanket. Never mind. Anyways, thank you for tuning in and watching if you are obviously watching. But just want to touch base, get some Ravens news reactions up. Obviously, a couple weeks ago, we had the Odell Beckham Jr. signing. That was pretty awesome. Nonetheless, still excited about it. Now, there's some rumors going around that he is currently under fire for a assault case for something that happened in Vegas. Now, let's kind of all take a one step at a time. Obviously, if he is in the wrong, he needs his due diligence and you know, take accountability. If he didn't commit the crime, obviously he is innocent. So we just have to take things one at a time, one step at a time with that. We'll just have to wait and see. On another positive note, is in regards to signings. Looks like that's driving me nuts in the screen. Anyways, as far as signing goes, Tyler Huntley is looking to sign his restricted free agent tender and possibly get another deal done. This is indeed a case of good news, considering we don't know the current status of the Lamar Jackson contract and any updates along with that. One second. Try not to sneeze here. Oh, shoot. Excuse me. Anyways, continuing on. Having Huntley back in the building is a kind of a breath of fresh air, considering he is was officially a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback since he was voted in as an alternate. Excuse me again. I know I'm a mess today and a little unorganized, but was hoping to have some fun here with y'all and discuss some things. But allergy season is in full swing, so give me one moment here. Okay, and we are back. So, anyways, like I was saying, Tyler Huntley has apparently been with the voluntary off-season workout program, which is a good indicator on how things are coming along with that. So, Huntley isn't necessarily the best quarterback out there, but obviously he was voted a Pro Bowler for a good reason. He honestly outplayed Joe Burrow in that playoff game last season. And you can argue me all you want on that one, but you just got to look at some of the statistics. And I mean, I'm more than willing to go ahead and go find that score and actually, you know what? Let's go look at that. Bengals, Ravens, playoff game. Player stats. So going at that, Tyler Huntley was 17 out of 29 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, obviously 1 interception. He did have that one god awful fumble that is, yeah, we're not even going to talk about it. He did have 9 carries for 54 yards with a 6 average. Um, Joe Burrow, he was 23 for 32, 209 yards, and 1 touchdown. So obviously, TD to interception ratio, that's a whole nother story. But Tyler Huntley has had 2 touchdowns over Joe Burrow's one. Overall, with the ratio, with the quarterback ratio, with the completion percentage, they're about the same, but it is what it is. Greg Roman's offense obviously was not working for the most part with play calling, execution, but that's a whole nother topic for another time. I think that with Todd Monken's offense going forward, if Lamar Jackson ends up not being part of this 2023 Ravens, which I don't think will be the case, necessarily be the case, um, we have Huntley. And there's a possibility that, which we'll get to this little topic here soon, and with the whole draft, there is possibilities that the Ravens could take a quarterback in this draft. They have made it clear that in one of their pre-draft pressers that they've got quarterbacks in their top 32, I believe, top 35, somewhere in the 30s. But with having Huntley back, he's going to be learning the new system. He's got experience. He's got chemistry with everyone in Baltimore. So I'm not complaining too much about having Snoop back. Even though he is in what I've been calling him for the past couple of years, either Lamar Jr. or Great Value Lamar, that is the case. Now, going on a little further into another topic, M&T Bank Stadium and the Ravens organization have reached an agreement. Obviously, we already know about that. They had a huge celebration about it because it's a monumentous occasion with all the Ravens organizations, different charities and events that they host at M&T Bank Stadium and vice versa. So we've got a lot of positive rights, and the Ravens' home is still going to be the bank. With continuing that tradition, unlike the situation with the Baltimore Orioles, I don't know. It's just an interesting thing to think about. Going back to player personnel, obviously, recently on the Crew, ESPN's Josina Anderson, I think that's how you pronounce her first name. She and her friends and coworkers, fellow analysts, so on and so forth, all the different titles on the Air podcast, The Crew. They recently had Calais Campbell on there, and they were talking about how him being cut. Obviously, EDC wanted Calais back, but with the whole Lamar Jackson situation, it just wasn't going to happen. So with that, it's completely understandable. Obviously, the money situation is a huge gamble, They're trying to get Lamar his contract. They're also trying to lure him in to get that contract with that OBJ signing. And there's been rumor mill going around that the DeAndre Hopkins trade may still go through. Now, what they have to give up in collateral, I have no idea yet. We'll have to see what happens next week along the draft. And speaking of the draft, I hope, and going back to a video clip that we all saw with the M&T Bank Stadium video, there was someone with a number 5 jersey and the last name Richardson on it. That is both a good and a bad thing. I hope that was a custom made jersey with the guy's last name. But that also gives hints on who they may want at quarterback in this year's draft if they cannot reach an agreement with Lamar Jackson. Now, I do have a bit of a mock draft up or ready to go for y'all because we're just about a week away and we want to be excited for that. So, obviously, this draft is considering that Lamar does come back or we have Huntley, so on and so forth. Something positive to look forward to. At number 20, this is just a standard 5-pick draft that we've already got in this order. But currently, we're looking at wide receiver Zay Flowers out of Boston College. Following is Tariq Stevenson, quarterback out of Miami, Florida. Next is Byron Young, out of Tennessee. Next, we got interior offense lineman Andrew Voorhees out of USC. And last is going to be quarterback Stetson Bennett out of Georgia. Now, the reason why I decided to take Stetson Bennett as our last pick is for an insurance policy, basically. Right now, the only for sure quarterback that we have on this team before Huntley officially signs his tender is Anthony Brown Jr. out of Oregon. He did a solid job last year as a rookie, but can he take a step forward in regards to the whole situation that we've got going on? Who knows? I'd like to understand or find out what everyone else thinks about that whole situation. I'm hoping Lamar comes back, but if he doesn't, he doesn't. There's a lot of collusion involved in one shape or form or the other. But who knows? Also, I've got a pupper here that wants to grace his presence live on the show. Hi, Dexter. But this episode was just meant to be a quick one or a quick short episode to keep y'all up to date with little topics here and there and see if we got any comments or questions or concerns in our comment sections. I haven't seen any in a little while, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up. As you all know, BT Myers _ is where you can find me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can also find my Ravens ATB cohorts at PriceCheck3 and none other than TD Hunter 52. You can follow us at Ravens _ ATB on Twitter. We're going to try to get more active over there. with the draft with reactions. You will have a live reaction to the draft shortly after. We'll have some around the flock shorts or extras, as you want to call them, with the after the draft. Some draft picks happen, and don't forget to follow our main page at ATB_network. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping in.